The time is 6:32. I will call the program committee meeting to order. The meeting has been properly noticed. We have the minutes of a previous meeting there for your review. Any questions about the minutes?
No.
We have one discussion item, and I will introduce it briefly, open it up for questions. And if need be, we can have some of the leadership team come up and then actually talk about what the application will be. But as we looked at, we had the staff survey last year. One of the things that a common theme was, let's improve, let's focus on communication. And in working with Insights, that's who managed that survey last year. One of the things that they had mentioned was rounding. And that's something that's a practice that has been around, I think, even since I was a young principal, so 15, 20 years. And it's based loosely on, in a hospital, when you would have a team of doctors and they would go and do their rounds. And they would look at different patients and they would compare notes and they would try and come up with the best service that way. So in a school setting, you can apply this rounding concept to increase and get our students at the highest level of learning by recognizing and celebrating high levels of instruction from many different viewpoints. And if that's what we want, then we have to be what we honor. And from that, over the summer, we started having different conversations. And we have the forms in front of us, and I can pull one up. But in short, you'll have your building principal. We're in the middle school right now. So Mrs. Zielinski, she'll be rounding, and she has it coordinated into her calendar, blocks of time, where through the cooperation of the teaching staff and through the administrative assistants, those blocks are protected. Emergencies happen, but those are protected times, and we hold each other accountable to then go in and have these rounding forms. You go into a classroom, it's not announced. You witness the instruction that's happening, go through the form, and the process is, so when I do it, I'll fill out the form, and when I put submit, it will then send an email to me summarizing what was in that form. The step that we're taking as a team is, our goal is, before the sun sets on that day, we take that information, maybe add a sentence or two, and share it directly with the teacher. So they have that same day feedback. Using the Google process that we are, that will also gather all of that data in a spreadsheet. We're not sure when. We're thinking every other week, every 3 weeks. We don't know the interval, but we'd like to take all of that data and, with the capabilities of artificial intelligence, place it in some sort of format for artificial intelligence and say, tell us what the trends are. Tell us where's an area that we should focus more. And then that also, in the macro view, gets shared with our staff. So I see it as a constant cycle as we go through the school year. In a nutshell, that's the premise behind it. Any questions on that, or would we like to pull up one of those rounding forms and start to poke around in it?
Well, I do have questions about how the staff is. Can the staff respond to the rounding inputs by the observer? Like, do they get a copy of what was put down?
Yes. Yep. At the end of the day, so let me reiterate that. Before the end of the day, let's say I was able to, in an hour, I was able to round through 4 classrooms. The way I would do it, and this works for me and everybody will be different, I'm a little more flexible. I would step into Mike's classroom, 10, 12 minutes, get a good feel for it, see what I can observe. And then I would step in the hall and I would complete that form and I would submit. That sends an email to me. I would go to Ashley's classroom, Colleen's, Steve's, and I do that process. And then I would head back to my office, and waiting for me should be 4 emails, 1 from each classroom. So I can take that information that I captured and I can forward it to Mike with some feedback, some additional comments. So that's
Okay, so you're gonna see these folks in 15-minute increments.
maybe.
Okay. I'm just thinking of when you step in and Mike's introducing something, it could be much more engaging than when you step in to, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm the last classroom and my students are doing work time. I mean, are you, so is there gonna be like, you're not always gonna see me fourth, or you're, I mean, is it, there's gonna be problems with that if we're talking about times in a lesson, when is the most engaged time? I mean, it is, you don't engage them for 48 minutes and then for the last, 3, let them, it's,
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a concern. And
Kim has something.
Sorry, can I pop up there?
Please do.
Okay. Because my staff and I talked about this during, our in-service training as well. And overwhelmingly, the response I've gotten from staff is that they're really excited about it. So I think
Well,
that's.
they want to see you in their classroom.
Yeah,
They want
of course.
to show you what they're doing. That's
Right?
cool.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the things that this offers that we haven't done before is more reps.
Yep.
Like if you think of it kind of like in a sports term, like, and so if I'm seeing more reps of teaching and we've taken our calendars as an admin team and blocked off different parts of the day throughout the week that we're going to be rounding. So the chances of us going around and seeing just me with my teachers is going to be varied and layered, or like multiple different times during the day, during the week. Then when we add the other layer of other administrators going into buildings and observing, so part of my schedule eventually when we get kind of in the swing of things might be that Mike and I are gonna flip-flop. So during our observational time and we're rounding, Mike's gonna come to the middle school, I'm gonna go to the high school. So just in nature, not only am I going to see multiple times and multiple classes and lessons for each teacher, but then there are going to be other coaches and admin that are in doing the same thing. So I think the different layers of that just lend itself to being able to give teachers a myriad of like really versatile feedback. But I hear what you're saying about like, you're saying if you're seeing the same thing.
Well, and I wondered about where you put time, like if you could put like something about time in the lesson as well, like stage of the lesson, beginning stage,
That's good.
middle stage, end stage, so that then it could also, AI could look at, so during middle stage of most lessons, what kind of practices are teachers using to engage them? I mean, it's as a curriculum and instruction person, I think about how the lessons look so different at different times.
Well, and we haven't even had the first day of school yet, and we've already made improvement. We feel like we've made improvements, like, and multiple iterations of when we made our own original forms, and then we got together as a team and collaborated about what that looked like.
More
and
minds,
solutions.
solutions.
Yeah, exactly, and got ideas from each other, and I hadn't thought about that, and then we added that. So you're absolutely right. I'm sure there's going to be things that as we go along, we're like, I really wanted to put this somewhere and there wasn't a spot, so I added it to the comments, but I kind of want to put that on for next quarter or whatever.
And when the teachers get, I keep thinking students because I had student teachers, but when the teachers get the email from you, is there the expectation that they respond in some way? Or is there the expectation that they will reflect and then respond? Because just observing somebody is like one piece of it.
Yeah, we haven't thought of that far through yet.
Okay, I'm
I
just,
would anticipate, so when I've done that and I'll send a quick email, normally there is, hey, thanks for coming in. which is nice, but maybe the next step is reflecting on that and saying, oh, you got to come back for this, or maybe you missed this part, and having that discussion.
One of the things we were kind of working through at the high school is separating the rounding piece from, it's a formal mini observation piece.
Oh, yeah.
And that is one of the components there. The feedback for a mini observation, a response is required. There's a reflective question that's entered.
Yeah.
I need you to email me that back. The feedback for the rounding, kind of going to Jim's point, it's optional. If there's something that you want to put in there, great. If there's something we missed.
No.
Yeah, it's open. It's not like, don't reply.
No.
But I, just to hit that point where I think the big difference, where the feedback is required, is in that formal piece, where there's a reflective question that's entered, that goes to staff, and then there's kind of a
This
follow-up
isn't used for
conversation.
evaluation.
Right, totally
We
separate.
made that clear.
Yep.
Right at the get-go,
It's used, in my mind, I don't know, we've
but it can
done,
be used for growth.
yes.
Yeah.
It's the pulse on the building. It's what's going on throughout the day. I think at the high school, one of the things I'm really excited about is to get a chance to see the day from a student's perspective, because they're in different classes throughout the day. And to get a range of what that might look like class to class to class, I think that'll be really valuable.
And this is a great way we've talked in our team too about we're asking our educators to take data from their students to inform their instruction. And we see ourselves as teachers of our teachers and coaches for our teachers. And so this is another way for us to collect, and maybe an improved way for us to collect data on what our teachers are asking for and what we're noticing and trends that we're seeing that can be celebrated within our staff and areas of growth that will be revealed when we can look at that data, and that we can use that to inform our professional development and how we support our teachers and what they need. So,
Do we have a cluster of topics or?
Yep.
So if I can lead us right into one of the forms. And a lot of the forms are similar.
Yeah, and I can only look at 3 of the forms and I still,
We need access to the middle school form.
Yeah, we don't.
even with your school email? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't have any.
open that up.
You don't have any of them? I'm able to open all of them, like except for the middle school.
Okay. So as we look at it, we have the observers, date, time, subject area, last name, grade level, multiple grades. What's going on at the time of the observation? What are the students doing? What strategies did the teacher use to prompt engagement? Number of students, engagement level, comments, notes on engagement. Which of the following learning activities were observed? Comments and notes. What was observed related to a safe and inclusive learning environment? Evidence of PLC-aligned practices. Celebrations, follow-up needed. And so that aligns with the poster in front of us, with the You Belong, the 4 questions, the 3 big ideas. That was our basis for this, to go throughout the district with those things in mind and start to gather that information.
I'm gonna call it Laura's form, because I just really like the idea of having icons, and it's a really pretty form.
Well, I also work with teachers who teach younger students. It's more kid-friendly, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
But thank you. And I kind of based mine, tried to match to the PLC as well as kind of some overlying crown. And I think we all did, kind of.
and you're even pulling things that look like standard language, like. Thank you.
Chance, if you wouldn't mind just seeing if the middle school link works again, I opened.
Well, I would, but I can't open Word docs with my, I open it with my Gmail account.
Oh,
It works.
So,
it does, okay. Thanks.
so that, and if I open Word docs with my other, I've always had this problem with my school email, because at first I was McCabe C, and then I was C McCabe because of. So things get screwed up a lot when I use it does, it's just not a good thing.
Can I speak to one more thing quick?
Oh, please do.
One of the benefits of this, and we had a reunification drill at school today, and one of the things that was reiterated to our staff was the importance of doors being locked. And we were just looking at, we have a category called a safe and inclusive environment. And because we're able, and this is nothing against any of the other partners we've worked with, but because this is our creation and our form, we were just talking, we can go in and we can add, door was locked. And that's a look for now to make sure that, hey, we're gonna make sure we have a safe learning environment. We can add that right in there. That's a check. When we walk in the room, the door's locked, great. And if the door's not locked, that might be one of those follow-up conversations. It's not going in an evaluation, but hey, we really want a safe school, make sure that door's locked.
And we can sort that data
Yeah.
by looking specifically for, are there doors that are unlocked and are they the same people? And now we can have more of like a,
Pointed, focused
Targeted
conversation,
conversation.
rather than
Yeah.
telling everybody to lock their doors, and people are like, hey.
I'm
lock my
doing
door all
that,
the
yeah.
time.
The only ones that read the email are the ones that don't need to read the email
Yeah.
in most cases, right?
And they get sometimes a little irritated.
But I think that's a great example where we can respond
Yeah.
through these forms as things come up that we want to look for to improve our buildings.
I think this is great.
It's good.
I believe we've done a lot of the yeoman's work to get this ready. I also believe after we do this 2 or 3 rounds, 2 or 3 weeks, we're gonna look back at it and have those adjustments, and when do we strategically make those? The challenge is getting that time and blocking it off. And
Keeping it sacred.
it isn't just, it's primarily the responsibility of the person doing the rounding. It really is. But with the training that our admin assistants went through, 2 Mondays ago already, they have the skill set to help make that happen. By the way we've introduced it to the staff, they're on board with this and they can help make this happen. So one of the things that I will do is, as we go through the year, is somehow audit, how we doing? Are you abiding by what we wanted to at the beginning of the year? That to me is going to be the soft part of this whole plan. Is if we can, and the more we do it, the more it becomes the normal and the more it occurs. It's just that getting over that first, because it's a big change.
Yep.
Do we have an evaluation plan for this activity?
Say that again,
Do
please.
we have an evaluation plan? In 3 months, we're gonna look at this and say, oh, we missed the boat here, or
Yes.
this is working perfect, or.
Yep, so part of that will be when we take the data and then put it into an artificial intelligence for that report, but also the leadership team, we meet weekly. And we'll strategically say where's the weakness and where is it
Yeah,
doing
well, and
great?
is it worth this commitment of time?
Yep,
Because we have lots of things to do.
So
Yeah.
putting this in AI, so we have Google School, right? We're Google. So we're Microsoft, so we have to use Copilot. And you
Oh.
can actually, with Copilot, you can have a closed setting. Only what you put in is accessible to you, and it doesn't go out into the World Wide Web and inform everyone of everything. Because there's PII, there's personal identifiable information here on teachers.
yep.
So does Gemini? Does Google
What we would
Play?
use, we have a professional account with ChatGPT amongst the leadership team. But before we would enter that, we would just take that information and pull it out. We wouldn't put the teacher's email in there. It would just be the data side of it.
Okay, but if you're talking about like third grade rooms at a certain time, I mean, you're getting down to some pretty, I would just want to make sure that that is a closed set Because I think that is a very, I mean,
Or could be a very,
Yeah, we just need to know.
and people could make generalizations, especially if they had something against a third grade teacher,
Yeah.
right? You know, they could, and it was, they've had their door locked. I mean, you know, little tiny things like that. Just,
We'll learn more about that
Yeah.
and see if we
All
can
right.
accomplish that.
and we've just had some issues with that. So
Okay.
people not using the closed set and using
Yep.
bigger information.
Yeah.
I would be interested to hear in 3 months or semester time.
Oh, I think the follow-up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And are we, we're getting the bang for our buck?
Well, for our time and resource,
Yeah.
I mean, administrator's time is,
Yeah, that's,
is a-
that was my earlier comment.
yeah.
And what those schools that have committed to rounding, what they will tell you is by having such a presence in classrooms, in front of students, it minimizes, it makes it more efficient when you have those things that get in the way of getting in the classroom. So if a student is, needs to have a conversation, they're unregulated. By having that rounding presence, you can head off a lot of that before it happens, and then when it does, you're quicker to react and you know the student more and they know you more. So that's kind of one of those hidden benefits that we're anxious to see. Are they telling us that's gonna work?
Well, it's building another relationship with an adult in a school too. The leader in the school.
Any other questions? We're excited for it. We think this is going to really amplify student learning, and we're going to be committed to it. Hearing nothing else, I will adjourn Program Committee, 6:54 PM. Thank you.
Thanks.